All right, so if you're watching this video, you've probably passed your exams and are now preparing your admission papers or just wondering what is next for you. I hope you're not just wondering what is next for you, because that would be alarming. Anyways, yeah, but if you are, that's fine. I'm hoping that I could assist you with this video. And let's just speak about admission papers. I'm trying to make this video not very long. That said, let's try and just go through the founding affidavit and what should be in your founding affidavit as averments that you're going to make. And first things first, you are doing an ex parte application. If you don't know what's an ex parte application, pause this video here, go and search, because I'm judging you. How are you a fit and proper person and you don't know what's an ex parte application? Go and do that. And so that's the kind of application that you are doing. And you are doing a notice of motion, first of all, by the way. If you are doing an application, you do a notice of motion, and then you put in your notice of motion, what is it that you want from the court? I'm not going to be telling you what is it that you want from the court, because as a fit and proper person, as you will be alleging in these papers that you are writing, you should know that. Supporting documents that are there include the supporting affidavit of your principal, and you don't do a confirmatory affidavit, you do a supporting affidavit. You put in your character references. Tip: before listening to or using precedents, go to the source, go to the legal practice website, look at the notice, look at the amendments that are to the rules, and look at the rules so that you know what to put in your papers at the current time that you are watching this video. Because I did my papers in 2022. That is different from what could be happening right now. For example, we didn't have to put in the criminal check certificate, the SAP 69. We didn't have to do an SAP 69. We didn't have to submit the criminal record checks things when we were getting admitted. But right now it is a requirement. So go to the source and find out what should be in your papers. Look at it and make sure. And yeah, so the first averment that you make, obviously mine says that I'm an adult female with an LLB, who's an LLB graduate and a candidate legal practitioner at the time when I was doing the papers, candidate legal practitioner with full legal capacity, currently residing at, as you state, your resident and the province, which was within the jurisdiction of this honorable court. And then why am I writing this? Because I'm the applicant. What other averment that you put there? Then you put obviously that the facts are within your knowledge and best knowledge as true and correct. Then your reasons. What's important is that you submit the reasons set out here. It demonstrates that you have complied. It says that, let me just read the averment in its entirety. It says that I respectfully submit that the reasons set out herein under demonstrate that I have complied with the requirements prescribed by the following sections: 24, section 30 of the Legal Practice Act number 28 of 2014, which will then refer as the LPA. Rule 17 of the South African Legal Practice Council, rules made under the authority of section 95.1, 95.3, 102, 109, subsection 2 of the Legal Practice Act, and the regulations made herein under the authority of section 109.1A of the LPA, the regulations. So you have to comply with the Act, the rules, and the regulations. I've put that out. That's what I'm here to demonstrate. And then the next averment you make is about your citizenship. And when you are making an averment about your citizenship, because you have to be a South African citizen in order for you to be admitted as a legal practitioner in South Africa, unless rules have changed. And you also need to state that you are over the age of 21 years old when you are making this application, because again, one of the requirements for you to be a legal practitioner is that you must be over you must be 21 or over. And then I had to confirm that I'm an unmarried female. I'm still not married. Nkulunkulu wami. So in that averment of your citizenship, stating your marital status, and also stating that you are over the age of 21, you are complying with section 24, subsection 2b, I, or Roman numeral 1. Is that I or I of the LPA, as well as Rule 17.2.2 and 17.2.3 of the rules. So that in every averment that you are making, that's what you do. Then again, you go on to secondary education, and when you state that you passed matric, you must put in your matric certificate. See why matric is important. Tertiary education, you say what you have. I have the baccalaureus lingum. I don't know how to pronounce this. How do you comment down below how you actually pronounce the I'll write it out here. LLB in full, because I always get this, and my response is I don't know how to pronounce it, and I don't know how to pronounce it. And then you state, so Mina, I had to state that I actually started my degree as a legal studies degree, because I didn't get, and I wasn't going to be a lawyer. It was not part of my plans. Well, part of my boyfriend's plans at that time. Watch my previous videos. Anyways, that was not something that I was going to do. So I did legal studies, majoring in, I did a Bachelor of Social Science, majoring in legal studies and criminology. So I had to state that. I had to put that as an averment because it shows in my transcript. I didn't want to have a query when they look at my transcript. Okay, madam, you changed degrees. What happened? Why do we not know about this? Why are we seeing something as evidence when you didn't avert to it? So thereafter, I also said, when did I change my degree? And then this confirms that I have the requirements of an LLB, which is a section 24 2A requirement, read with section 26 1A I of the LPA. And then the next requirement is your practical vocational training. So you state, when did you start these? Do you have a contract? So I started my articles on this day. I entered into a written contract of practical training. That contract, the original contract, I hope you kept it safe 2 years ago or 1 year ago, whenever, because you need to attach that to your papers right now if you are preparing. So you state where your articles were, who was your principal, and the contract registration number, the practice registration, everything needs to be there. And then the next thing, you also state your right. Did you have a right of appearance? So a certificate expiring on this particular date granting me a right of appearance was issued to me by so and so. That is in terms of section 25.5A of the LPA. I hope you are going through the sections and whatnot as I'm saying this. Last averments is Oguti. Accordingly, you met all of this. You state the day that you started. Both days need to be inclusive. Your date of starting and your date of ending, in order for you to comply with whichever section of the act you want to comply with. I complied with different section because I did my articles for 2 years and not one. So that's what I'm saying. Whatever I'm saying here, please make sure that you read it with your papers. And then after that, you state what you were doing. So, again, this is another thing that I actually am seeing now. We'll see. Right now, you guys have a requirement to complete community service. My papers say, to the best of my knowledge, no community service, no legal practice management envisaged by section 26 1CI and 1C Roman numeral 1 and 2 of the LPA have been prescribed by the minister. In the premise, I submit that this cannot be a requirement for my admission. So I couldn't comply with a requirement which did not exist at the time. But right now, I believe that you guys are required to do community service as candidate attorneys, in the same sense that we as admitted people must comply. So make sure that you are actually in compliance. And then after that, the next averments, then the last thing that you do in your averments for this, of confirming your practical vocation, is that you say that you have a supporting affidavit which is attached to the founding affidavit by your principal. And then the next question is your attendance to the school, at school for legal practice. That's your PLT. That's in compliance with section 65G of the LPA, where you state which type of LPC did you attend. And Mina, I attended the classes that were organized by the Legal Education and Development Division, which was the 150 hours. So that's what I attended. When you put the averments of what you attended. Then the next question is on competency-based exams. And that I wrote and passed the said competency-based exams, I had served practical vocational training for a continuous period, no less than 6 months in terms of Rule 21.11.2. You have to put this averment to go to why did you write, when did you write the exams, because they will state on the papers. There could be an objection. How did you write your papers before finishing 6 months of your admission? Because it's a requirement. So you don't meet the requirements. Your exam is null and void. Imagine that. You're here, you finished, but you decided to write exams before complying. I don't think they would allow you to register, but what if they forgot, you fell in the cracks? So after that, you then speak on supervision, competency, and experience gained during your articles of clerkship, or your articles. So or practical whatever training, as we call it, vocational training, whatever it's called right now. There's too many words that are used. So you state whatever that you did. Mina, obviously, you have to state, first of all, that you were in a continuous, uninterrupted employment. I remember my previous video where I spoke about the breaks that you'll have between your articles. So you speak about that. You speak about all the duties that you did. You break them down. You actually break them down, starting from general tasks, that is researching legal positions, that is interpreting statutes, preparing various, like the general stuff that you do that are not really legal things, but the general stuff in relation to a practice. Then the next thing, what work did you do in the magistrate's court? I had to state that. What work did you do within other forums? I had to state that because I did a lot of things. And then another compliance that we had to put in our papers was the duration of lockdown. What were we doing during lockdown? Mina, my firm, because we're practicing criminal law as well, we only closed for a period of about 12 days. It wasn't long. I think we closed for 2-3 weeks, but it was not more than 30 days. So that's why I didn't need to extend my thing, and we were working from home. So Mina, I had to write that in the papers, that I was working from home, and also I was not absent for a period that's more than 30 days. And I did say this. I was required to be absent from the office and work remotely from the office of my principal for a period of 22 days, yes. 22 working days, which does not exceed 30 working days, which says that you must extend. And also, not being absent at the office, as I've said, did not stop me from completing my work and getting the proper training that I require. You state those things. You don't assume what they know. And then the next position that you must speak about is a fit and proper person. Are you a fit and proper person? That's where I believe you then be putting the criminal record check. So the first thing, your estate has not been previously sequestrated. You've not been convicted of a criminal offense. And if you want to even put things like that, if there's something that you can put to support this averment of saying that you haven't been sequestrated, put it. You've not been convicted of a criminal offense. That's where the SAP 69s fall in. You don't have any civil judgments granted against me. All of those things. See why we always say, whatever you do not be in the wrong with the law. Because you need to put things like this in your papers. Imagine not being admitted because you owed so and so money and they decided to hand you over and get a judgment against you. Doesn't mean you won't be admitted. It just means you need to explain and show cause that you are a fit and proper person. Because this has nothing to do with dishonesty. So we are more, and then you don't have things like any administrative penalties against you. All of the things that if you've never been struck off or suspended, there's no disciplinary proceedings that are pending against you, everything and anything, and then you state in the end, this is where your certificates of good character come in. You state to go to, you have these, you have attached them, so you attach those who confirm, because we know Asanda, she's a fit and proper person. We've known her for a period of longer than 2 years, because the person has to have known you for a period longer than 2 years. And then again, the next or the final averment would be that you've complied with paying the legal fees, because there are fees for you to pay in order for you to get admitted. So you must put that in as a last averment, as in terms of section 24 2D of the LPA and Rule 17.7 and 17.9. To show it's okay, you've put in that, you have put in proper notification to the LPA first of all, and you've given them more than 1 month notice before the matter is set down. So if the matter is set, because you're gonna get a date, and if you get a date for the 16th of November, today is the 16th of October, that's less than 30 days. So you can't just say they're going to lie for inspection. You can't put this averment when it is a requirement, because you are required to give the LPC rather, a period of 1 month to inspect your papers before they issue a certificate of no objection. So you put that for 1 month, and it's 1 month before the date of set down, and then you write that you've paid the prescribed fee. So you attach the proof of payment. You pay before you actually get your date. And then original documents, you state you're going to have them with you and will be made available to the court on the date of the hearing. And then you state your intention. Do you intend to be enrolled in the practicing or non-practicing role? Because there's a different fee. At the time, you state that. And then obviously, a final averment is that you are required to serve your papers 1 year from the date that which you've completed your articles. I had to serve them, and it was actually, I had to actually make sure that I served, because I finished my papers very early in the year and only wrote my final exams later in the year. So I had pressure to actually comply with this, because it's so annoying to ask for condemnations, although they grant you a condemnation, but you don't want to apply for a condemnation. And then compliance, you've complied with the exams, you meet all the satisfied, and that's it. Those are things that are in your papers. I thought this video was not going to be long, but it turns out it's long. I was going to speak about many other things, but like what's in your notice of motion, what's in your index, but it's getting too long. I hope this has helped you, and you're going to be ready to do your papers and get this admission. And once again, congratulations. And if you're going to be writing your exams again, trust me, it's not the end of the world. You can write those exams and you're gonna pass them. Remember, you're worthy, and welcome to this noble profession. You're gonna say those words to you very soon once you've done and gotten admitted. Thank you. Why am I saying thank you? Good luck and all the best with your future going forward.